Hello, my name is Ope Banwo, and as we get into the training today, I want to talk. I just want to do, as part of the introduction here, I want to say this very bluntly. In Nollywood, we are sitting on a funding gold mine, like I said in the previous video, and we just keep walking past it. For decades, we believe that film money must come from one politician, one investor, one streaming platform, and all that stuff. Meanwhile, the most obvious funding source is the one that we keep ignoring and keep treating as if it doesn't matter. Our fans, or let me say, Nollywood fans. We all saw Davido went online the other day, half jokingly told his fans that was broke and needed money. He didn't present any pitch deck. He didn't present any budget. He didn't present any proposal. And within a couple of days, people even said it's within 24 hours, over 100 million naira was sent to him by fans who some of them are probably still struggling to buy data. Just on vibes, the love his fans have for him, and loyalty to him. So that's what brought about this training we're about to go through today. That if a musician can raise 100 million for nothing in particular, in fact, he ended up having to distribute that money back to his fans in one form or the other because he didn't need the 100 million. Davido is a multi-billionaire. But if he can raise 100 million for nothing in particular within 24 to 48 hours, why can't Nollywood superstars raise money for serious movies that fans actually would like to see? I also mentioned before that I once suggested this fan crowdfunding idea to a very popular actress that I happened to meet through an agent who desperately needed money for a movie. And I told her, why don't we try crowdfunding? She was so shocked. She said, like, Dr. Kwe, I can't do that. My fans would think I'm broke and they would laugh at me. And she made it sound like if I made the worst suggestion in the world rather than something that could have saved her career. So that fear and ignorance is exactly what is blocking Nollywood from unlocking billions in fan funding. It's just sitting down there. Forget this fact that you tell yourself your fans don't have money. Your fans are always begging you for fast 2K. Trust me. They are the same fans that spend 5,000 naira to come watch you at the movie. So I'm hosting this special training that I'm hosting now. It's called the fan crowdfunding for Nollywood. Is to show filmmakers, actors, and producers how to turn your followers into funders for your project. So we're going to be talking about how to design your crowdfunding campaigns in a strategic way, in a classy way. And we're going to be daring a few early adopters who can open up themselves to a completely new era of movie finance in Nigeria. So if you are tired of begging gatekeepers for money, or you are losing money in your project and you are ready to let your fans become your partners as you continue to give them amazing movies, then this training is for you. So let's get into it as we begin to explore what I actually jokingly called, but now I think that is the name I want to call it. I call it the Davido formula. It's funny how to use the Davido formula to fund your project. How to use Davido strategy to fund your next movie by tapping into the power of your fan base. You get to understand in a minute why I am using Davido as the name, because I like to use coin names that can make people remember what you are trying to do. So I call it the Davido strategy to fund your next movie by tapping into the power of your fan base. And I'm going to be teaching this one with PowerPoint, not just talking off the cuff of my hand so that I can make notes. You can do screenshots. And of course, if you have questions as you are watching this, feel free to send it in to me. So let's get into it. See, the real problem in Nollywood is the funding bottleneck. Either funding to go do the movie or being able to return investment to those who give you money. Nollywood's real headache is not creativity. It is cash flow. We have great scripts, strong cast, but either there is no enough money to shoot for many, or there is no profits after spending your money, because the market is tough now in the digital world. To make $1,000 through YouTube, you know how many millions of views you have to get. So most are not showing profit now. Or after borrowing money that you can't pay back, a lot of overzealous producers, they go and make promises to investors. They make promises for people to give them money to make movie, and then they can't pay back. Why? Because there's no profit for them. And that is the major bottleneck we are. So I call it a funding bottleneck, either to fund movies or to be able to fund movies in a way that will be profitable for you as the person who is creating the movie. So the real problem, let me see if I can make this one bigger so that you can see because some of you are watching this with your phone. So I want to make sure you see the PowerPoint more than you even see me. See, the real problem, like I said before, is the funding bottleneck. And then it takes us to another part of this funding bottleneck. It leads to delayed projects because you don't have money to finish your project. Terrible deal times. Some people, so you see some producers out of desperation, they go and get money from loan sharks, or they go and borrow money from unscrupulous business people who will have no problem chasing you with police after you are going to go take equity money for your movie. And then, of course, we also get a lot of unfinished films or finished films with no marketing budget. Producers are barely able to finish the movie with the money in their hand. So P&A money becomes very difficult. So they finish making movie, but there is nowhere to promote it because they don't have the money. So that is what we're dealing with in Nollywood right now. So, and I'm thinking that using crowdfunding, introducing crowdfunding into the funding equation in Nollywood is what part of what we need in this in Nollywood. This is module number 2 of my 15 module monetization of Nigerian movies, or monetization of Nollywood. I promised somebody I'm going to do a 15-day training. Every day I'll train on one different funding source or monetization source to be able to help Nollywood movie producers understand the global thing, some of the things they are missing, so that they can start to do better in terms of making money with their movies. So today we are talking. So what exactly is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is like equals many people contributing little money and having shared, what I call shared energy or shared ownership of the movie. Sometimes the ownership I'm talking about is not even money owning part of the profit, but owning making the movie. To a lot of fans, that is a big deal that producers are not tapping into yet. The fact that a fan was part of a movie makes him one of your biggest P&A person to promote that movie for you. So it is a system where hundreds of fans contribute small amounts of money, 1K, 5K, 3K, 10K, 50K, 100K and above, in exchange for perks, status, or micro ownership, depending on the level that they're coming in. I'm going to say this again. Crowdfunding through fans for movies is a system where hundreds or thousands of fans, and you're going to see me give examples as we go through this training today. They contribute small amounts of money. It can be from 500 naira, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, even 1 million, in exchange for different perks, different types of access, different types of status for being your supporter, and also some micro ownership in your movie. So you are not begging like that actress thought. You're actually offering your fans a seat at the table, contrary to the way many of us see crowdfunding as an instrument to funding our movies. You're not really begging. You're offering fans to partner with you, and you're giving a seat at the table in one form or the other. So crowdfunding is powered by your story, your personal brand. This is where all those millions that you have been gathering on Facebook and Instagram, this is where they turn to money for you if you know what to do. So this is powered by your story that you want to tell, your personal brand, and your existing audience. Imagine you have a story now, you want to do a movie about terrorism, about insecurity, or you want to do a movie about child abuse, or you want to do a movie about spousal abuse, stories that resonate with your fan base. Then combined with your personal brand that you have built over the years that you have been showing up in movies. We have artists in Nigeria have done 100 movies, some maybe 200, some 50. Some of them have 5 million, 10 million followers. You already have the existing audience. That is what crowdfunding really is. When you look at it in the broad scope. So, and crowdfunding is huge globally. It's just sad that in Nigeria, Nollywood is not really exploiting this part of the movie funding scenario. Why is the world using crowdfunding? And I'm going to show you several of them. And you can Google them yourself, so it's not like new to them abroad. But why is the world using crowdfunding and we are still forming big boy and big girl in Nigeria? Because this is used by filmmakers, it is used by musicians, it is used by tech founders, it is used by authors, game creators, and YouTubers. I have used crowdfunding to make software through a very small launch with my friends. I needed, I think, about 20,000 to finish that software. It was a software for churches. And I was able to raise it in a small Zoom crowdfunding team. It is used by musicians, it's used by filmmakers, but Nollywood somehow, it looks like we are still asleep as far as that is concerned. Hopefully, this training will change your perspective about it. Here are the key benefits of using crowdfunding. Okay, number one, it shows you, it enables you to get what I call proof of demand before you spend big. Okay, it has built-in marketing army. Because those who back your movie are the ones that will shout out for you. Imagine 10,000 fans who contributed to your movie. If that movie is coming out, you don't need to beg them to promote that movie because they're invested in it now. It reduces your P&A and even makes your marketing much more effective because there's nothing as strong as word of mouth. And then it allows you to diversify your risk. Not one of guys holding your neck. Somebody gave you money and is wondering when is the movie going to come out. How come the movie did not make money at the theater? You have to be explaining. Film one will collect 70%. They will collect 50%. Yeah, Orojo. They are not interested in that. The next thing, they're calling police. I've seen that happen because you promise them a certain return and they're not getting it. So you want to diversify your risk. Also, you are not going to now become a nuisance to your family where you are spending your personal money to make a movie that doesn't make profits. Now you are partnering with fans who are going to enjoy this movie to help you fund it. That's why the thing is huge globally. And I'm hoping and praying that after some have watched this video, it becomes something that we try in Nollywood. I have no problem. I have no fear of failing. You might try it, it may not work. I've tried so many things in my life that didn't work, but I've also tried some that work spectacularly. You can't be afraid because all it needs is one person to succeed and this whole thing changes. But we're going to talk about that because you might be asking yourself, well, which one is it? You mean fans will pay you to go and make a movie that you are not going to share the profits with them? They are going to chop the movie alone. Well, it's been done every time. It's a very, very popular way of funding movies. Many hit films, web series, passion projects are being funded by fans elsewhere except in Nigeria. Many creators who get it abroad now always crowdfund a portion of their budgets because it's part of the monetization in the mix of your production. Let's look at some examples. There's a movie called Veronica Mars. Those of you know about this movie. This is about 10 years ago. It was a big hit movie. It was a studio-backed feature film revival. It was a cancelled TV series that they decided to make into a movie, and then they took it to Kickstarter, and they raised $5.7 million from over 91,000 people who backed the movie. Fans of that TV series who decided to pay some money to enable them to make that feature film. And you know why this is important, why I'm showing you this as an example, is that Warner Brothers initially refused to fund the movie. Yeah. But the fan campaign smashed $2 million goal in under 11 hours. And I still believe, and I'm convinced, that when the big actors and actresses in Nigeria get this, we will get an artist like a Jennifer or like a Iniedo or like there are so many of them who will cross 100 million in 48 hours. Easy. If they committed to it and run it properly, as I'm going to be advising in this training, and get good partners. Hopefully that will be me to work with them to try this thing, because it's being done. They ended up making over $5.7 million in funds to shoot this film. And it's free money. That's the beauty of it. It's not the one where investor will come and stay on your neck tomorrow. Your fans partner. And those fans are the ones that now made that movie a global success, because every one of those 91,000 people who supported it, of course, they have to promote it when it comes. You don't have to beg them. You don't have to pay them any money. That's one example. There's hundreds of them, but I pick a few so that I can see that this thing is real. There's also this movie, Super Troopers 2. It's a 2018 feature film for you to know that they really pick some of this older stuff so that you know that they've been using this thing in Nollywood for a long time. You are still in Nigeria forming big man, even though you can't even afford a brand new car yet. And you don't want to use your phone, but you have 5 million followers. See, this one is a comedy sequel to a film that worked well. So instead of going to shoot the sequel with their own money or borrowing money from investors, the producers went direct to the fans of that movie. And they raised $4.7 million from 50,000 contributors. The contributors gone are the assets. But those 50,000 people, they are the ones that will go watch it at the cinema. They are the ones that will tell their friends. They are the ones that will make it a global hit. The company that did it is called the Global Lizard. It's a team, really. They call themselves the Global Lizard team. You know, they use the cult following to pre-sell the movie directly to fans. Imagine a Funke Akindele trying to sell an Ghetto prequel, a sequel. Seriously. If she needs 200 million, I'm 100% confident that she can raise it. And it will not take her a month. It will not take her 2 weeks. Because the Ghetto franchise has a lot of fans globally, not just in Nigeria. Most Nigerian diaspora abroad. They will contribute to it if she presents it right. And then so she can get that money and go do them a great film. And everybody's happy. This campaign became one of the highest funded film projects on Indiegogo at the time. Yes, another example. The movie called Laser Team. It was a 2016 sci-fi comedy film. Also on Indiegogo, that was the crowdfunding platform that they use. We're going to be talking a lot about that towards the end of this training. I'm just giving you examples of some of these that has worked so that you can believe, because you have to believe this thing is possible before you try it. This one raised $2.4 million from 37,497 users. Like I keep saying, those founders, they are gold, because you can sell stuff to them from now to forever. Another project that you have, about half of them will support you again, assuming that you honor the agreement you have. Whatever you promise to give them, whether it's a memento, whether it's a dinner, whatever, we're going to come to what you can offer your fans for them to give you this money. Why is this important? It became the most funded film in Indiegogo history in 2016. That was before the other one came up and broke the record ×2. So these things are being done. Then there's the 2019 feature film, Code 8. You probably know the movie. It's a very popular movie. What a lot of people didn't know that is that it was an independent sci-fi feature that was funded by fans through crowdfunding. $2.4 million is what they got from backers. Even though you have different final figures, but you know it's over 2.4 million from more than 27,000 fans who contributed small money, $10, $5, $50 to get it together. Why is this important? It's a short proof of concept. Then fans funded the full movie. In other words, they did a promo, a trailer, and fans saw it and went crazy and decided to support it. And then it got distribution. In fact, the movie is on Netflix. Code 8. You can check. I don't know if it's still on Netflix in your area, but I know I watched it on Netflix probably less than a year ago. Is when they put it there. That's another example. Let's look at a couple more, then we'll go into the deep training. There's also the movie called The Chosen. This one is a Christian one. It was a multi-season Jesus web series. The reason why I brought some of this out is they are the ones that can relate to you. I could bring a lot bigger ones, but many of you won't relate to that. This is a web series. Many of you are doing YouTube videos now. And I brought some of this for you to understand that you can fund even your YouTube concept with your fans. This one operated for several seasons. They use crowdfunding plus what they call paid forward model. I will explain that later. And the amount they raised, $11 million from more than 18,000 supporters to launch the series. When they're about to launch the series, they got $11 million is what they raised, and from 18,000 people, 18,000 fans. And then more continue to support, to commit, and different seasons, they fully funded all the seasons they ran. I can't remember how many seasons they ran of The Chosen, with more than 100,000 donors worldwide. One of our artists in Nigeria can get this 100,000 in a week. You have 10 million on Instagram. You just need to be able to put it to them the right way professionally. Nigerians will respond. And if they don't respond, what do you have to lose? You better be giving me a call. Let's come give it a try. I'm even willing to work for it with the first 3 superstars without charging them money in advance. I'll collect my money in the back end. I'll charge a percentage of money we raise. Maybe give me 20% of the money and then let me go work. And then we'll see how this works, 10%, whatever. We can negotiate. I'm willing to test this because I'm not afraid to fail. Worst case that will happen is we try, it doesn't work. But I have a strong belief that presented right, it will work. Because Davido did it. Davido didn't even bother with too much drama. He just posted it on his wall. And he got 100 million just like that. I was thinking that a lot of Nigerian movie makers will be inspired, the artists, by what Davido did and decide to institutionalize it by making it more formal. Instead of not just asking for money, you are now offering something in return to your fans. But no staff followed up. Either they're scared, like I said, or they think people who think they are broke. We're coming back to that. But we need to wake up. And the final one example I want to give here is Kung Fury. This one was a 31-minute retro action comedy, also on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is very popular for movies. Okay. They raised $630,000 from 17,000 backers. Their target was 200,000. That's what they wanted. They got ×3. So the same way, you might have a Jennifer or a Mercy Johnson come out and say she wants to raise 100 million to do a movie. She may get $1 billion, depending on how the thing is marketed. To our fans, I'm talking to our fans. She already asked them. The question is, how do you tap into those funds to open up their wallets and support your project? That is what this training is about as I continue to break it down. So I brought all those 6 examples for you to know that this thing is not new. This one is way back in 2015. And 2024 was actually a big year for fan crowdfunding in Hollywood. But I didn't want to talk about those ones. You can Google it yourself so that you don't think that this thing just started. Oh, who believe it's already started. So there's a lot of experience we can borrow if you're there. Again, all you need to do is contact me. I'll be more than willing to try this. So I think that's a great idea. Let me put my contact number there. Contact me at what is my number? +14022080089 or at CEO at Nollywood. I'm going to use that one, NollywoodFanatics.com. If you would like us to work with you on your first crowdfunding project. Only stars with more than 1 million fans. Yeah, because not because I don't like those who have less than 1 million. We want to start out, if we're going to experiment this with an artist that actually has a fan base, that is possible to be able to get 4, 5, 10,000 of them to support the project, assuming that we can present it to them in a way, that they can resonate with. So it's better. By the time we get the first 2 or 3 success stories, it wouldn't matter how many number of fans you have. You can go confidently and you get your own. But to start out, to give ourselves the best chance of success, I will be working with only artists that have a minimum of 1 million followers. The higher your number of followers, the higher I'm actually going to rank the first 3 I want to work with, because I'm not going to charge a fee in advance. It costs a lot of time, money, and expenses to actually get it going. I want to experiment with you. So I'm going to be collecting my money in the back end. But after that, then you're going to have to pay your consultant in advance to do all that work. So I just want to put that out there so that you see that this thing works. Let's take the chance. What is the worst that can happen? Your fans will not give you any money. So it's on them. It's not on you. Okay? Oops, I got that wrong. I need to make sure that the email is working. See at Nollywood Fanatics. That is my website. You can send me an email at ceo@nollywoodfanatics.com, or just call, send me a WhatsApp message. I don't normally pick up my phone calls, so please send me a WhatsApp message on 402 +1 402 208 0089. I'll be more than happy for us to talk. We'll go on Zoom. We'll talk about the possibility for your brand. And then if it is a good fit, then we take a date and we go for it. How about that? All right, let's get into it. So the obsolete mindset of Nollywood that has prevented us from doing this is a few things. I call it ego and fear. The two demons that are blocking crowdfunding in Nollywood. If they tell themselves, oh, if I ask fans for fund, they'll think I'm broke. Or my brand is too big for me to ask for 5,000 naira from my fans. What if nobody responds? Those are the normal fears. I have that fear too. But you got to do it afraid. See? Because the reality you have to face is that you're already broke. Just quietly for most of you. You see, from big person, but you know that your level, the kind of money you're having is not what you should be having. You might be outwardly comfortable, but not movie stars are the ones that live in the biggest houses. They're the ones that drive the biggest cars. They're the ones that live the largest, the most. Why? Because they're making great money in everywhere in the world except Nollywood. Because we don't pay our artists well. We can't pay them well because we're not making good money. So you're already broke anyway. And your elite ego is blocking you from tapping into your community power. And what many of you do not know, especially stars that are watching this, and if you are watching this and you know a star, send it to him or her to watch. Fans actually feel closer when you invite them into your world and projects. I know this. Haters will always hate no matter what you do. That's why I'm saying if you want to do this, you contact me. I don't want to chase artists because many times I did try. I tried to talk to a couple of people. I even went with one of them to nightclub, chase her down, a very big star, trying to get her to agree to this. But they all think that they are doing you a favor by letting you help them tap into their fans. I can't understand that mindset. They feel that, so the way she was relating with me as if she's doing me the favor. So at some point, I just had to leave her because it's not like I'm looking for food to eat. All of us want more money, but for God's sake, I can feed myself. I'm good. I'm like, these ones don't get it. Okay? Because if she got it, she should be the one chasing after me because I'm about to make her hundreds of millions of naira from our fans. But they don't get it because our ego is blocking our willingness to tap into our community power. And we are operating too much out of fear. Let your fans say whatever they're going to say. They're going to abuse it. They're going to drag it. They're going to do what they got to do. There will also be some that will blow your mind away the way they will support this. All you need to do is try and then find out one way or the other. We need to embrace a new mindset. You have to start thinking, I'm not begging. I'm co-creating with my tribe. It's all mindset. It's all positioning. You have to think if they fund it, they will fight for it. And that is the truth. If they fund a movie and it comes out, they will be more aggressive about promoting than even you that produce the movie. So let's get deeper into this thing. Okay, there are 3 models for fan crowdfunding that you can choose from. 3 models. Number 1 is donation or support model. Donation or support model. Donation or support model. What is that? That is when fans give vision, okay, and then they get like perks in return, perks that are not really going to cost you anything. Thank yous, shout outs, and so on. We're going to talk a lot more about what you can give to your fans for them to be part of this project at the latter part of this training. Option number 2 of a model number 2 of crowdfunding is you can reward your fans. It's called reward-based model. And I think this is the best option for Nollywood for many reasons. Because fans get specific rewards at different tiers. For instance, tier 1 might get thank you and mention and shout out. A tier 2 might get premier ticket. You can give merchandise. You can give credits towards something. They can get BTS access. So this rewards-based model is the part I actually recommend for Nollywood. And when I'm experimenting with those first 3 who will be contacting me about us working together on this, that's what we're going to focus on. There's the option number 3, which is the equity and profit share model. This is the model where backers get a piece of profits or revenue. Okay, and of course, this one needs legal structure and contracts. Is doable. I can see a Genevieve. I can see an Omotola. I can see an Iniedo having a dinner for our super fans, announcing it, making it a condition, and maybe even they even pay for the dinner. Or she organizes dinner for free, and at that dinner, she puts up for a 200 million naira movie, and say for everybody there, she's looking for 500,000 naira or 100,000 because these are bigger boys to participate with her in this movie, and that half of the money that comes from it will go to them. She's not going to promise, if I'm consulting with her, I'm not going to make her promise profit. Nobody guarantees profit in this game, but when we sell it or we go to the cinemas, half of all the money we get, we go to you, something like that. That's what this is then. Everybody gives money based on a contract. You give them a formal contract and all of that. So this is a little bit more sophisticated. I may not work too well in Nollywood of today because we don't have proper accountability. They may not trust you and all of that, but most fans will probably just give. If they come to that your dinner, for instance, they may give. If they get money back, fine. If they don't, but they're just happy that a group of 50 or 100 people, they are obnobbing with Genevieve or they're meeting with Iniedo, and you make it a great night for them. You really, really rapport with them, tease them, flirt with them, do all that stuff. They'll give you the money. But they also now know that, oh, they are expecting something. And then you get your lawyers to make sure that the contract is drafted and all that. So this might be for bigger boys and for the more sophisticated artists who have sophisticated followers who can come to, who you can then pre-select or maybe advertise for those who want to come, but figure out a way to get the VIPs that you know into that all. They don't need to be more than 50, 100. 100 million will complete. 1 million per person, they'll drop it. But that is the third option. But personally, I prefer this option 2 for everybody because it can be executed by almost anybody who has the willpower. All right, so let's look at the big picture here. Because the crowdfunding as a funnel, very simple funnel, is a funnel to move your fans from strangers or regular fans to become super fan investors in your movie. And this starts with the traffic at the top of the funnel. This is where you drop trailers, skits, BTS, skips, clips, interviews, influence. All of this we will prepare for the campaign. We'll drop this for some weeks before them, because with those trailers, we're then getting people who are going to be interested in funding it to sign up. We give them what is called a lead magnet, give them a free valuable content in exchange for their email or to join the WhatsApp group of super fans or Telegram before you even talk about the funding of the movie itself. This one is just you building a list of your fans. Most of those trailers that you are dropping on Instagram right now, a lot of you are not making the best of it because you are not building a list with it. You have 10 million followers on Instagram, but you don't have a list of 50,000 people. Then you are leaving literally hundreds of millions on the table. But if you have a 10 million followers and then you are posting your trailers, your skits, your BTS, and then you are encouraging them for those who want to join your nation, who want to join your club or whatever, like an Inedo club or Funke Akindele club, they should click this link and join. And you tell them if they join, they're going to get a lead magnet, something free. Maybe a compilation of your thoughts, maybe some BTS that you have not yet dropped. There's so many things you can think of to give those who join your club, because that's your club they were going to then tap into heavily later to fund your movie. And then you begin to nurture them, provide live sessions, automated live sessions for them, some live sessions only for your group to bond with them before we drop the movie idea. But that's what the funnel looks like. And then you get, when you're ready, you get your clear crowdfunding page with the tiers and deadlines ready. Now, that was a one-page website where we actually talk about the crowdfunding team. We talk about the tiers. We put all of that your consultant will be able to do for you. We will be able to do if you are working with us, or whichever consultant you choose to work with. That will be their job, to be able to get your offer together and put it in a place that is very accessible online for your fans to see, and from there where they can contribute. You have to be clear about the rewards and how you are going to deliver it. Whatever rewards we decided we are going to be promising, we are going to discuss 12 of them in a minute. Okay, whichever of those or even more that I have not thought about, whatever one you think about, you have to how you are going to deliver it. And then you want to keep that long-term community, that community for long-term, that community that you are building. You keep the list for your next film. You rinse and repeat. If you do it the first time, by the time you're coming up with your next movie in 6 months or 1 year, you already have a list of people that you can go to first. And if you treated them right with that first movie, they'll be more than happy to be part of it. So that's the big picture. Again, I can't break everything down in this training. I just wanted to make sure you guys get this. And for those who want to work with us or want to go into the masterclass I'll be doing later, you get more details. You get one-on-one for those of us who want to work with me. And like I did say before, I'm only open to those who have a minimum of 1 million fans. If you don't have up to 1 million, we can't work with you now, not because we don't like you, but I need to get a powerful, sorry, that spelling is wrong. Nollywood Fanatics is the spelling. Just saw that going on under. All right. So you can contact me at ceo@nollywoodfanatics.com, or you can just send me a WhatsApp message at +1 402 208 0089. That's my US number. I live in the US, even though I come to Nigeria all the time. Just send me a message that you'll be interested in us working together on this. Then we'll go on Zoom. We talk about this. We agree on to terms. And then we go execute. All we need is 3 people who will do this successfully. The game will change in Nigeria. I believe it totally. All right. So let's look at the steps, just in case you choose not to work with me and you still want to do this. I like to give full information. I don't hide any information because I want you to come and work with me. No, I would rather even work with somebody. Once it's successful, all of us who are consultants, we are going to benefit from this. So I'm not worried. I want you to understand how it works, so that if you want to do it with your own team without using a consultant, or you want to have your own consultant, please, for God's sake, do it. Do screenshots, get a recording of this movie, use it any way you want. Step 1, you want to build your tribe before you start asking for money. Many of you have even already done this. That's why I'm saying those with minimum of 1 million followers are the ones to contact me. That group already did this. You want to warm the ground before you plant. So months before you do your crowdfunding campaign, you want to grow your YouTube channel, you want to grow your IG channel, your TikTok, your WhatsApp list, you want to grow them through the nurturing process I mentioned before, by posting and getting them to sign up into your WhatsApp group or into your mailing group, so that you can create the base before you hit the award. So that's step one. Many of you already do this well. Okay, so you drop teasers, character intros, BTS from rehearsals, research trips, location scouting, and do things like polls. Which title do you prefer? Getting them to buy into the title of the movie you're about to make. You are not talking about the crowdfunding yet. You're just telling them this is coming. Okay, so the idea here is to turn casual followers into emotionally invested fans. If fans help you to pick the title, if they help you to pick some character acts and all that, they are invested in that project. And you're gathering them into your own private mailing list, not just leave them on Instagram or leave them on Facebook. You got to take them out of there into a more secluded place where you can work on them and work with them for the project. Step two, you want to design your funding goal and the tiers. Here you want to do your maths and get the packaging or the different packages, the offers that you're going to give in your packaging. You want to get it right. You don't want to mess around with this, because the way you do this will affect everything in the campaign. You want to know your numbers, your total budget, your minimum viable budget. Okay, you want to make a movie. The movie is 200 million, but the minimum viable budget to do this is 120 million, meaning that if you get less than 120 million, this movie might not be made. So you have to be clear about all of that. And then you also have to be clear what percentage of that money are you trying to get from your fan. It could be 100%, it could be 70%, it could be 50%. When we work with clients, we are going to help them decide what percentage should they go and look for from their audience. Because you want your fans to also see that you are investing some money. You are investing some of yourself into it, and it's easy to do. But if you're going to be acting in the movie too anyway, so your own fees that you're going to be collecting could be what you're investing in the project. So by the time you look at what you are investing, maybe you have some equipment and all that, so that you are putting something on the table. It makes your project attractive. So, but you need to do your math very well. Do proper budgeting, so that because you don't want to come back and tell stories to your fans later. If you need 100 million and they give you 100 million, you are not going to come back and be talking story why the movie was not made. Your reputation will be damaged forever, and then you damage the ground for everybody else. Okay, so it's important to do your budget right, know exactly the minimum you need to get for this movie to be made. And if you don't get that minimum, you're going to tell them what will happen, whether you're going to refund the money or whether you're going to put the money in a fixed deposit until you're able to raise it. People need to have clarity about what will happen. You say you need 100 million, maybe you only get 20 million. What happens to that 20 million? You can't make the movie with 20 million. You're not going to chop the money. So you have to tell them in your package what will happen if you don't reach that minimum. Then you and your consultant can talk about that. There are many options you can do with that. Maybe you are going to put in a fixed deposit and you're going to keep raising the money until you get it, or you're going to use it instead of shooting this movie. Then you go and shoot a YouTube movie that's going to cost you 10 million and do 2 of them and blah, blah, blah. You got to explain before you collect the money, so that there's transparency in the way you apply the fund. This is big in America because it's called trust fund. You collect that money. If you don't use it for what you say you're going to use it for, you can go to jail. I know Nigeria, everything goes, but we want to work only with people of integrity, so that whatever they say in the document they put out there is what they're going to do at the end of the day. So you need to work well with your team or with whatever consultant that you pick to work with you to make sure you do this part right. Okay, and then you want to break your fan contribution into tiers. That is how this thing is done and how you get to get a lot of money. Okay, and you start from your what I call the populo, and typically I will do a 1,000 naira tier, a 5,000 naira tier if I'm doing this in Nollywood for Nigerians, a 5,000 naira tier, a 10,000, a 50,000, then 200,000 and above. Then I will give them different benefits. You know that 1K tier, you don't need to give them anything that will cost you anything. And they understand that. They're not going to expect much with the 1,000. They're not going to expect that they're going to watch the movie with 1,000. So we have to look at what to give them to at least make sure it looks like you're giving them something back for them investing in your movie. Some people might raise all their money with that alone. Because the guys who love Nollywood, most of them will not have a problem giving 1,000 naira to their superstar. I know that for a fact. Davido proved it. Many of those who gave Davido money were still looking for a recharge card. But they sent him money because they love him. They know he's a billionaire. They know he's richer than them. But somehow there's that love between fans and their star that they don't care. And many of our artists and our producers, even because some producers are iconic, like a TK. TK is not you may not say today TK is a popular person, but TK has an iconic following. He's a producer. If someone like a TK were to come out and say, let's do a final array or let's do Kiniko and package it like that, fans will give him money. I will give him money because I love TK movies. So producers too can do that, and you don't have to be a very big star to be able to use this. So you just scale it out. That would be my advice. Some might start their own 5K, 10K, and 50K. Some might be 1K, 3K, and 5K, depending on who you are, what your fan base is. You and your team can work out the tiers. But I always recommend have minimum 3 tiers for your fundraising campaign and tailor it based on what your particular audience will resonate with. You know your audience. Some of us have high-level audience that will pay big money. Some of us have grassroots that if you ask them for 5K, you may not get 2,000 people. But you ask for 1K, you might get 100,000. It's just the way it is. 10,000 giving you 1K is 1 million. Just like that. It looks okay. It looks or 10,000 giving 1K is 10 million. I'm sorry. That's 10 million right there. And many of you can get that. Okay, so so you basically break down your fan contribution into different tiers. I just gave that as an example. Your own case will be different, but the important thing is for every tier, you have to be clear about the rewards you are getting. That one is very important. Of course, because of the level of contribution, they're going to get different things. Some will get a private dinner with top fans. For instance, those guys who are contributing 50K or even 10K, they get a private dinner with you that you actually pay for, bring them in and enjoy, have a nice time in a big hall with them. Some will get a picnic, which is also fun as part of selling your movie, where you have, but only those who contributed are the special invites. Maybe the 10,000 naira guys, they get to be able to come to an exclusive picnic with you. You got to get t-shirts, everybody celebrates, and your fans will love that. Remember, this is about fans. Fans want to see you. They want to interact with you. Forget those who are still talking English about whether they are dashing you money or what is it for them. Fans don't think like that. If fans of Davido can be contributing 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 to a man that they all know is a multi-billionaire, you know, fans don't think like that. They just want to support the artist. And then so you just graduate the rewards. We are going to talk about 12 of them. And then you and your team obviously can also sit down and come up with even better things that you can offer to your fans as for being part of your project. So step 3, of course, we are talking about the incentive now. You want to give fans incentives that they actually want. If you put that in there, fans will gobble this thing up and they'll give you that money. So I'm just going to share ideas about 12 things that I'm thinking will be great, but you know your fans better than me. When you are doing this, you have to sit down with your team. This is not something you do casually if you are going to do this. Okay? This is not what you will do. Only starts with minimum 1 million. That's what I mean. No? With minimum 1 million followers. Only need apply. don't want to work with everybody. I want to work with those that will already give me a great chance to succeed, because this is a new project. How the first three go will determine how the whole thing goes. If we try three and all three flop, nobody's going to try it again. But if we try three and maybe two or all three hits, now we have opened up a whole new funding for Nollywood. I know how Nigeria works. Everybody will go to their funds and go get their own money. And that is good. But we're going to come back to that. So here are some examples of some incentives you can give based on the different tiers. You will allocate which one fits most in a tier. Some could just be, if you donate here, you're going to have your name in the credits. Maybe that first tier level people, because that one you can afford to put thousands and thousands of their names in the credits. You can do exclusive early access screening, online or physical. That could be for different tiers. Where, for instance, if they give the 10,000 naira a tier, for instance, it could be part of what they get is that when this movie is ready, they're going to get an exclusive early access screening. They're going to screen it for them in a hall or maybe online, depending on how big the people are. If you go and get 100,000 people who contributed, you obviously can't do that in one venue. Or maybe you go rent the National Stadium and do it there. You have money to do that at that point, so don't worry. Or you do Zoom or do it online where they get a special pass to be able to watch it. That can be worked out. That's a great incentive right there. Or it could be that they get free tickets to VIP premiere experience. When you're doing your premiere, they get a VIP ticket. This one will obviously go to those who are giving the bigger money. Maybe the 50,000 guys, the 20,000 guys, the 100,000 guys, where when you're doing your premiere, they get a special VIP pass to come and you recognize them bigly. It's all part of the fees. So they have their own special table. You call them out specially. You celebrate them. That is how you get the next money. That is how everybody wants to be part of that. And when you're having your premiere and you're paying so much attention to those your VIP stars, contributors, maybe it's only 50K they gave you. But if you get 100 of that, that is 50 million. So the attention you put to them, the way you celebrate them, or 5 million, the way you celebrate them will trigger a lot of envy in other fans that love you. Okay. Then other incentives could be tickets to close fans only premiere. I think we mentioned that fans only is closed, premiere online or offline. I think I talked about that before. Get unlimited limited edition merchandise. Maybe you do a limited edition for fans only, t-shirt, posters, collectibles that only goes to those who funded the project. It can be something like, I'm one of the investors in Jennifer Part 7, or I'm one of the funders of something like that, something amazing, but very limited edition that they're going to get that if they contribute this. So that could go into different tiers. Another could be access to BTS BTS movies or videos, or even on set while you are shooting. You could have BTS access days where they are scheduled to come on set and see what is going on, and they are filmed and they are photographed, watching the behind the scenes. Or it could be that you are going to have your behind the scenes all packaged and they get access to that on their system. They're able to watch it, they're able to see it, where the ones that the whole world will not see as part of the benefit that they get. I thought that would also be huge. And then there's for some, especially the bigger level ones, to make cameo appearance or extra roles, waka pass, that kind of thing, for the few ones among your fans who would like that. Some people who are millionaires will be excited just to get a waka pass role in your movie, and all of that. That could be part of what you offer for different tiers. Obviously, you can't offer that to the lowest levels. There will be too much. So that will be to the higher levels. Many of them may not want that, but the few that want, they will pay anything to do that. Where you give them extras or cameo, they just come on set. It doesn't take them 1 hour just to do their waka pass, and they're there. They could be part of a crowd, that kind of thing, but they are getting the movie experience with you, just so that you. So next here, I thought some can get associate and co-producer credits, with IMDb listing, that would be for the higher level guys, the guys that are doing 200,000 and up or 100,000, depending on what your level is. They can get associate producer, co-producer credit. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have like 50 co-producers in there, it's even good for your movie. But for them to get in there, maybe they are contributing 200K to be on that. Remember, this is crowdfunding. You are just giving them perks. They are not expecting it to be something worth more than what they are giving you, but these things that make them special. And then there could be some that can offer a different tier that can then offer small profit share, micro royalties for your top backers. Maybe those are the ones who are putting down 1 million and above, or 500,000 or 200,000 minimum, depending on how you structure your tiers. And you can then say that, okay, 10% of the gross of this movie will be shared to those who are in the tier one of the funders. So you are not promising them profit. Very important. You don't want to promise anybody profit. The whole idea behind this is for you to be able to make movie without being under stress of profitability, while you're also making money for yourself. So it will be something like whatever we gross from the cinema, 10% of it will be shared among all the people that are in the tier one class. Maybe those are the ones who give more than 100K, or 5%. Any amount that is not major. Remember, they are not putting this in there as an investment. They are putting it there as funds to support your project. So don't go into all this trying to prove what you cannot do and go and be promising profits. No. A percentage of the gross of this movie will be distributed for those in tier so and so. Now, if it's 1 million now, if you make 20 million at the box office, 2 million of it gets put in a pot and gets shared among all those who are in that specific tier, which should be a tier, of course, that is contributing a lot more money. It is not the money, it is the fact that they are able to be a special level people, and they are getting a little back in addition to other perks like VIP screening and all the stuff. You're going to do a mix and match of the different things you can offer. Another that I can offer them could be your educational bundles, the making of masterclass and Zoom sessions. I've not even talked about that. In the monetization of your movie, that's one other area where some of the subject matter of your movie can be made into masterclasses, can be turned into books, ebooks that you can make available to them. That's one monetization area that I hardly ever see. There's no book on Jennifer. By now, Jennifer should have a series of books, because that's an extra level of income. But in this case, you're not even trying to sell it to this one. You're going to say they get access. You can offer that. And it's easy to turn your script into a book now. You just need a writer who will just take it and they will use AI and they will make it perfect. It will be amazing. Be a great book that you can offer as what people get. Remember, your fans are not valuing it naira for naira. It is the exclusivity that makes them give you the money. They're not giving you that 10,000 naira so that they can get a 12,000 naira gift from you. They're giving you that 10,000 naira because they are special to you, and whatever little you give them, they are happy because it becomes a bragging right for them. Just bear that in mind. Another thing you can offer is priority access to your feature films and campaigns in whatever form you want to offer them. And then the last one I mentioned there, I like a lot, an exclusive dinner or picnic with your top fans only. Your top fans will kill to get into that. They're going to have a picnic with only 100, the top 100 that give the highest money, something like that. Or maybe the highest tier, where they're going to be kitted up and you're going to have a real fun time with them that will be filmed, that will be enjoyed, where you even invite some of your other stars to come and mix with your fans. You do only one time, everybody wants to be on that list. But again, you know your fans better than I do. This is just me sitting down, coming up with about 12 different ideas. I'm sure by the time we brainstorm, if we are working with you, for instance, by the time we brainstorm, I'm sure we'll come up with better and more fitting stuff to give to the different tiers that you want. Again, like I said, I would love to work. If you are watching this and you're a superstar or a star who has minimum of 1 million followers, You want to contact me? Let's experiment this. For the first 3, I've said I'm not going to charge my professional fees up front. I'm going to negotiate on a percentage of what we raise, and then we just use minimum money to get everything done so that we can experiment this finally and see whether I just talk or it is possible to open up Nollywood as a Nollywood fans as funders of projects in Nigeria. I keep saying this. Nigeria is the only place where stars don't like to tap into their fan base. They think it's taboo. They think it means the fans will think less of them. Even our politicians. In America, Donald Trump is a billionaire. He doesn't use his own money to run for election. People donate to their campaigns. People believe in his campaign. They donate. We try to do this. You saw what Peter Obi did. And he didn't even support it like that. It was like we forced ourselves. People contributed millions to Peter Obi. We are not politicians. I'm not a politician. But I must have spent more than 30 million on a very, very conservative level on Peter Obi's candidacy when I was still an obedient. Of course, I don't do any partisan support right now. I'm not supporting anybody. Me, I'm just for Nigeria. But my point is that there are thousands and thousands of people all over Nigeria who are contributing their own money to the mass campaign. He didn't even want it. We had to ask him at one point, let's do a big fundraiser for you. He said the same thing that the artists are saying. He said, no, Didi Dada is against Kinikon, it's against Kinikon, it's against Kinikon. So he never really even backed it. But he could have raised billions if he wanted. And there are many artists like that right now. So we have to get beyond, ourselves here. Step 4, launch and promote the campaign. After you've done everything, the whole process from how you introduce it, what you do every day, while the campaign is going on, it might be like a 30-day campaign, 15-day campaign. I can't cover all of that here. Okay. But when you are ready, you launch the campaign with noise and with sense, not desperation. You make noise with sense, not desperation. So you choose a platform. Kickstarter and Indiegogo.com, they are the 2 leading ones right now, but they may not even be appropriate for Nollywood. Unfortunately, there is nobody that has done a Nollywood crowdfunding platform yet. Maybe I may end up doing one. By the time we try 1 or 2, and I see that there's a market there, we need one in Nollywood where artists can come and launch their campaign. But there's no market for it now. Is why I've not created the platform, but it's easy to create. Maybe I'll be thinking about it now. Maybe I'll go create it in anticipation. Because Kickstarter and Indiegogo, there's nothing special about them. It's just a place where people go to go raise their funds. And understand that we can have our own too in Nigeria. I even understand that we have some now. We have to look at them and see which one will be appropriate for you. In other words, the local crowdfunding platforms. I understand that we have some in Nigeria right now. They may not be popular, but they are there. All it takes is one artist to make them popular. So we look at them. I don't have to build everything. If there's some that are already there, we want to work with them and then see. Or you can use your own websites, which might even be better in the Nigeria of today, where the money is being paid directly to your account, so that nobody is collecting your money, nobody is chopping the money, because you're accountable to your fans and you got to keep all the money. If you use a funding platform, they will collect some of the money, plus any hanky-panky can happen. But if it's your own website with your own name and your fans know that you are on that site and it is your site and the payment they are making is going directly to your project account, many of them will get more comfort level. It's part of what we will even do for you. If you are working with us, we won't have a problem building you a crowdfunding website platform as part of our work in this matter. And like I said, we are always willing to take our money back end if we can't get it upfront from you. But if you're a very rich artist, then you're going to have to pay something upfront, right? Because we are all doing business here. But the point is, part of that is part of the package we will do for you in advance. Maybe for a small fee, build you all this thing, help you do the videos that you need for a small fee, out-of-pocket fees, and then we take the bulk of our money in the back end. So as you're watching this, if it's something that you really, really want to, you have the boldness to try it, and you have the minimum criteria I'm asking for, you have to have a minimum of 1 million followers, either on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere. I don't care. The important thing is that you have established followers who are ready to go with you. Then our job will be easy to do. So we can work with you to break this thing out in Nollywood. Okay? So you must structure your campaign. You must have your goals clearly set, clear timeline, clear target, and the goals that you want to achieve. And then, of course, you must execute a good promotion plan. That, of course, I can't go into full detail of that. That is my secret sauce. But your consultant and yourself can come up with this yourself. You need to have like a content calendar where you have daily posts, short videos, weekly live streams, AMAs, that's Ask Me Anything session, partner influencers, and cast to help you push links. We put all of that together for you. When you work with us, I can't discuss. That's like a whole day discuss. That's the real meat of the work. How do you plan your campaign out and how you get to execute it? But either way, you need to execute a good campaign plan. Know what that is and figure it out. Now, this is important. Step 5 now, to deliver and report so that you can turn your backers into your family. After you're collecting the money, don't do the Nigerian thing. Don't ghost people. That's why we only work with reputable artists and actresses, and we're going to be very firm about how they execute the plan that we sell to the public, because integrity in this thing is very critical. If the first people mess it up, they're going to mess it up for the whole industry. Everybody will be afraid to go and support. So you want to make sure when you collect your money, don't ghost people. Give regular updates about your casting news. Once you get to where you're now casting, you got to update those who have given you money. They're behind the scenes. You want to be teasing them out. You want your people to have fun that, yeah, it's our project. Challenges and wins, because by that time, you will have gathered them into one place, maybe Telegram, maybe WhatsApp. WhatsApp will be limited because WhatsApp can only take 1,200 people, but maybe on Telegram or maybe on Discord. Those are people that with unlimited place. That's where we gather those who are funding your project. And from there, that is where you begin to educate them, inform them. And of course, it doesn't have to be you as you start doing any of this stuff. You just have to show up when you are required. You're going to have your team who are doing all of this stuff, giving casting news, behind the scene information, train challenges and wins, deliver your rewards on time, and communicate delays. If there is delay, there is no problem with that. Everybody knows production don't go according to schedule most times. As long as you let them know, information is critical. This is step 5, to deliver, report, and turn your funders into your family. Okay, and then of course you can invite backers to test screening, feedback sessions, things that get them involved, that feel that they got value for their money. All these things are not costing you money, remember? The money they gave you is like free money for you to go shoot the movie. Most of what you are giving is not costing you a dime, except for the higher levels. And of course, you are not going to spend more than 20% of what you raise to give back. That's part of the benchmark I will always encourage. If somebody gave you 10,000, whatever you're going to give him for backing cannot be more than 20% of that money, maybe 10%. So you work it out like that as you are doing the tiers, so that you don't end up raising money and then giving it right back to them. So 10 to 20% is max that you spend. And then, so most of the other stuff is costing no money. So what do you do in this step? In step 5, we also want to talk about what you do after the movie release. You want to give the different tiers what to promise them. You want to share performance milestones with them. And very importantly, you want to thank them publicly. This is key, with live videos and all that, even mentioning the names of most of the supporters, posting their names on your social handles with big love emojis. It will drive your fans crazy. You don't have to do it all in one day, especially if you got like 10,000 backers. You can do that over 1 week. That this week, I just want to celebrate those whose name started with A, who blessed my movie, and then you post them, and then, hey, but your fans will value it, even if it means reading it out. So, reading out their names, and then say, wow, Ope Banwo, thank you so much. Shegun, thank you so much. Shegun Adewale, thank you so much. By the time you do that for 1 hour, you shut it down, you come back the next day, and you continue. Your fans will love that. But The thank you is critical. Even if it's just going to be one post. If you are too lazy, just want to do one post and thank everybody, it's also okay. The important thing is the thank you. And a live video also will be great. Because remember, it's an asset you are building. So that next time you want to do a movie, you won't have to work so hard as your first time. A lot of those who funded you the first time, they will fund you again. And you prepare them for the next project. Let them know where you are going with this. Oh, we've just done this video. This is the first in the franchise. The next one we're going to be doing in 3 months, and I'm going to be getting back to you. Let's go rock this one first, something like that. You start to set them up for the next one. So here's an example. Let's say you want to raise 50 million for a crowdfunding project. And let's say your goal, remember what I said, you also have to put some money in, so that it's not like you just get everything from your fans. Most times when you are now oversubscribed, then you don't have to use any of your money, remember? So let's say your total budget is 50 million and you want to raise 30 million of it from your fans. Here is a good breakdown. 5,000 fans at 1,000 naira. That gives you 5 million right there. That is easy. If you have more than 1 million followers, getting 5,000 fans to give you 1,000 naira should be nothing to you over a 2-week period. You also plan 1,000 fans that will give 5,000. That gives you another 5 million. Then 500 fans that will give you 10,000 naira. That gives you another 5 million. 100 fans that will give you 50,000. That gives you 5 million. And then 100 super fans that will give you 100,000. That gives you 10 million. Your money is complete right there, 30 million. And like I said, depending on the kind of star you are, and depending on how well you rock the campaign, it might be a 15-day campaign, a 30-day campaign to fund out your movie. You might double your money. It will be like dream. Some of the artists, you have such a fanatical base. It's like Tony Abraham. Tony Abraham has fanatical supporters. If you hit them right, Tony can close this deal down in 24 hours. I know, I watch them. I watch all of them. Many of you have some very passionate fans, and those are the ones you are going for if you decide you want to do this. So the question is, do you have the liver? Do you have the liver? So here's a work where I like to give what is called homework, because if you're just listening and you're not executing, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting my time watching this movie, this video. I want you to write down one film project that you would like to crowdfund. Put down your target crowdfunding amount. And then sit down, think about 3 to 4, I would say even up to 10 reward tiers for your fans. So sorry, 3 to 4 reward tiers. Bronze, gold, platinum, and VIP. That's 4 tiers right there. You want to do 5, then you have VVIP. Right, and then what you're going to give each of them. Think about the 12 examples I gave. Think of some more yourself, and then split them under those tiers. And then ask yourself, where are the 5 places I can immediately find my first 50 backers? Because the momentum is important. Your WhatsApp status is a very powerful one. Those who are in WhatsApp groups with you, they will drop this thing. Your groups, your IG followers, especially your YouTube subscribers, your community groups. These things are easy. And then you put your plan together and you go for it. And you'll be surprised. So here's my conclusion here. You want to move from one rich guy or one rich investor chasing you around to 10,000 or 1,000 true fans paying you the money. Doing that is not shame. It is smart business. It is not you saying you are broke. It is you saying, I'm involving you in my project. If done right, it will help you de-risk your project, because now your problem is not whether you're going to have the money to make your movie, and your profitability threshold reduces now, because that money they gave you is almost like a grant. The fans are not expecting the money back. So you're not under pressure or risk of losing money with it. It helps you to build a loyal fan base of investors who are not going to take you to court, who are not going to stress you if your movie didn't make profit. And then it also doubles why I love it a lot, why I love this strategy of crowdfunding. okay, is that it doubles as a marketing weapon, because every fan that puts money into this thing, they become your adumbrator, they become your marketer out there. They will kill it for you. Just need to tell them what to do, because they say wherever a man's treasure is where his heart is. Somebody has given you ordinary 5,000 naira. The way he will carry this movie in his head, you yourself will be shocked. As long as you give him instruction what he needs to do. So they become your multiplier. They become your multiplier. And it's something we need to try. Now, the way you do this, like I said, I will encourage you, if you're going to do this for real, hire a consultant. I've helped myself out there. As long as you have more than 1 million followers to start with. The bigger your followers, the more excited I'm going to be to try this, because this is about we tap into your follower base. So you have to have some. I want to look for those who are, I'm looking for those who are passionate. I'm not going to be reaching out to no artists to try to get them, because it's either they want to do this or not. My job is to teach it, and I'm not in the business of chasing any artists around to raise money for them. I made that mistake before, but they think maybe there's something else in it for me while I'm chasing them, other than sharing money with them. They're not seeing the money they are making. They are seeing it as if they're doing me a favor. So if you don't want to hire me as a consultant, or hire, then form an in-house team of your own people, and then do your best. I already laid out the groundwork. All you need to do is each part of this video, watch it severally, and then activate it in-house. You pick one upcoming film, draft a funding goal, have your 3 to 5 tiers of contributors, set a date, and then start hustling and start getting all the stuff together. Because once you set a date, now you are committed. If you say you're going to launch your funding campaign on the 1st of January, now you know you have only 20-something days to hustle it. So to put your plan together, to get your website ready, to get all those stuff, it will galvanize you into action. And I'm pretty sure you will surprise yourself with what you are going to achieve with it if you have the liver to actually go out there and go for this thing. But too many people are afraid. You're afraid of failure. Failure is nothing. I failed in too many things. It doesn't bother me anymore. If I have a great idea, I go for it. Sometimes you mean spectacular success. Sometimes you mean spectacular failures. That's life. They may mock you for a couple of days, but they're going to forget it in 1 month. Life moves on. But you will have tried and know that I tried this thing. Maybe it didn't work that time, and you may even try it another time. Sometimes you have to do several times before it works. I don't know. So if you're out there watching this, I'm challenging you, Nollywood. I'm challenging you, producers, especially the ones among you that have a reasonable fan base. You may not have up to 1 million. Producer may not need that. You just need the name, the recognition, the face recognition. I will work with you on that. The producer who doesn't have 1 million followers, but if I mention your name anywhere, they know you, then come, let's talk. But if you're an artist out there and you're also a producer, or rather you want us to use you as a test case, and you can get your own producer to produce the movie later. Right now, you're trying to get your fans. This is about fans crowdfunding your next movie. Reach out to me. Let's talk. There's nothing to lose and a lot to gain. This is module 2 of the 15 module Nollywood monetization a course that I'm doing. So you know that this is serious. The first module, if you missed that, you need to go check it out. It's about how to pre-fund your movie before it's even made. I mentioned crowdfunding a little bit there, but that's all about a totally different thing. How to monetize your movie pre-production. How to make money from the movie that you have not yet made. That's part 1 or session 1. This is session 2. And then, of course, tomorrow, I'm going to be bringing you session 3 in this 15-day marathon that we have decided to go through. All right, I look forward to seeing you in session 3. Please put your comments below this video where you're watching it. Please, I want to hear back from you. Do you think that this thing is too esoteric? Do you think it cannot work? Do you think it can work? Or what can we do better? Please, as you watch it, I would like to see your comments on the YouTube channel. That's Nollywood Fanatics. That's the YouTube channel you are watching this from, or where you can go watch the full episode in case you are watching a short from this. It is on my Nollywood Fanatics TV, Nollywood Fanatics TV on YouTube. Leave your comments there, and I look forward to see you in session 3 of this amazing course called the Nollywood Monetization Playbook. Nollywood Monetization Playbook. And this is session 2 we have just completed. I look forward to seeing you in section 3. Have a great day, and I'm out.